Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of a new series that I like to call just my thoughts. And I will just talk about my thoughts about latest video game happenings and stuff. And I'll just do one whenever I feel like talking about something that was just announced or whatever. In this first episode, I will post my thoughts about the E3 conferences, starting from my least favorite to my favorite. Please note that I'm only counting the big three conferences, Microsoft, Sony's, and Nintendo's, because those are the big three that I watched. I didn't really care to watch Ubisoft's or EA's conference, because anything that I'd see there, I'd probably see at one of the big conferences anyway. Well, technically not, I didn't see the crew at no conference, but yeah. So let's start with my least favorite, Microsoft. I pretty much give Microsoft a stupid out of 10 because of the they didn't talk about it at E3, but seriously, the anti-used online-only stuff is just bleh. I would be getting the Xbox One with that, but I am filming this on the 20th, and they have now announced that you will in fact be able to play used games, although it's still something iffy about it because you have to connect online for the first time setup, which seems really suspect to me. But that's overall good news. With that, I probably will be getting an Xbox One at the end of the generation. I got Xbox 360 at the end of this generation, and I'll probably get Xbox One when it's down to $200 or $300 at the very end of the generation for some exclusives. Already some of the exclusives, like I forgot the name of it, Insomniac's game, and the one where you create levels. I love creating level type things. That looked really cool. Wise also looked cool, but basically it looks like it's going to be a QTE event, so I probably won't be too into that. I mean, I'll probably get it I'll probably get a lot of these games when they're like $20 because I'll be getting it at the end of the generation, like I said. But I'm glad that they dropped in the DRM stuff. It would have been fun just to see Sony completely slaughter this generation, which they probably would have, since I would hope no one would have bought the DRM bots, and Nintendo. Sorry, I'm messing up my words. And Nintendo would. I don't see them selling the Wii U all that well. I mean, yeah. I honestly see between 20 and 25 million by the end of the generation for the Wii U. I really don't see any system selling that well. I think the PS4 will be the top selling one, but I don't see any systems selling over 50 million by the end of this generation, which is obviously a bit downwards, especially if the other system, the other big system, the real next if the PS4 like sells 50 million and the Xbox One sells like 30 million, that would be a huge downgrade. I'm honestly worried about the traditional video game industry with, retail boxes and everything, physical games. But that's for another time, probably for a serious discussion, one of my serious discussion episodes for another time. So yeah, Microsoft, now that we got the DRM stuff out of the way, Microsoft had a few good exclusives, but and I definitely want to play them, but not for $500, $200 or $300 later in the generation, after any kind of RROD problem is going. That's actually why I don't want to get a PS4 at launch, because I'm afraid of an RROD wearing the death type thing, or whatever the equivalent would be for the PlayStation 4. Apparently that happened with the Wii U with a blinking blue loud death. I did not get it, but even then, I guess you guys just take a chance, and I hope I could take it back. I'm ordering on Amazon since I don't have any money, so I couldn't order at GameStop like I usually do. So I ordered on Amazon for basically free, since they charge you when it ships. So Xbox One has a few good exclusives that look cool, but I don't really care for the type of exclusives all that much for those types of games. And I don't really find them that interesting. So yeah, 200, 300 on the Xbox One is that price. I'll probably get it for a few exclusives like I did with the Xbox 360. So on to the PlayStation 4 conference, the Sony conference. First of all, they announced some Vita remakes. They announced Flower and God of War 1 and 2. Which is cool. I don't like playing on the TV at all. I kind of got my room set up to where it's really uncomfortable playing on the TV. And just any game that was only on the TV that I wanted, that's coming to a portable, I'm excited about, or the Wii U since it has off TV play. Well, I guess the PS4 too, since it also has off TV play with the Vita, which is good. It's gonna be cool playing Watch Dogs on the Vita. Anyway, Flower, that's great. I really wish there was Journey though. I'm like pretty much everyone else, but Flower's also a great game, and I already played through that, but I'll replay it. And I haven't gotten into the God of War series yet. I've been wanting to. Basically, I suck at those types of action games, and I know you're supposed to use combos and everything, but I personally can't remember very well any combos, so I usually just end up button mashing anyway. I just have bad memory and I can't remember combos, so I usually just end up button mashing anyway. But I'll try it. I have played a couple of those types of action games before, Bayonetta and Darksiders, and I got Darksiders 2 in a box right there that I just haven't started yet. So bit more PS3 games. I basically closed. I don't know if they showed a trailer for it actually, but if they did, I closed my eyes during the Last of Us trailer, since I've only seen the VGA trailer and the E3 on stage 2012 demo of it, and that's basically all I want to see. In fact, if you watch my WRV Let's Play Day 1, you can see that I'm confused where the health meter's at, because in the E3 demo it was up on the top screen in The Last of Us, and in that final game it's bad where the gun's at. So I was actually confused about that, because I've only seen the demo. I was like, did they remove it? Or they're not going to show you what your health is? But yeah. That would have been interesting if they didn't. That's taking Survivor Horror to a whole new level. I don't even know what your health is. I'm not really into Survivor Horror games, and I know Last of Us ain't technically a Survivor Horror game. Zombie U is. If you want a intense Survivor Horror game, get Zombie U, my game of the year last year, and probably my first game of the year that wasn't a Nintendo first party game. And I'm a big Nintendo nut, but I've been getting into PlayStation, and I love PlayStation now. So they showed, again, I closed my eyes during the Beyond Two Souls trailer. I don't want any more spoilers. I might get that launch. I actually did get The Last of Us launch. I got the Survival Edition with the steel case, the comic book, and the art book. And that comic book and soundtrack, I don't think the soundtrack was part of the regular pre-order bonus. And comic book, art book, and all that was $20 extra. I mean, you can't beat that. Anyone that bought the regular edition is just stupid. I did miss out on actually having a regular box. I love the steel case, but I would probably rather have, a box that matches all my other PS3 games. I probably will end up getting the box, actual box later on. I don't have any extra spare money, so I can't get the season pass. I don't think I would, though, unless it includes the single player downloadable content. I don't know if it does. I haven't looked it up. But apparently there is going to be single player downloadable content. I've actually already beaten the game. I beat it in 12 hours and 55 minutes on normal mode. Since it was touted as a survival horror game, I didn't want it to be too hard. I've actually beaten Uncharted 2 on hard mode, or very hard, whatever was below survival, whatever was below the hardest difficulty, the one right below it, whatever it's called. And since this was touted as survival horror, it kind of is. It's definitely more than Uncharted. You actually have resources. I've actually, since I beat it at 12 hours and 55 minutes, I've actually restarted it on survival, and I found out there's no resources in survival mode. You basically have to go off for ammo only. There's no resources to create medikits or anything, or bombs or smoke grenades. I mean, that's just crazy. That's gonna be hard to do, but I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to platinum this game, which I probably won't, because not because survival will probably end up being too hard, but because I suck at finding collectibles in the game. Okay, so moving on to the PS4 finally. They well, they mostly showed all the games back at the February event. So Killzone, Drive Club, and Knack are confirmed for launch. I kind of want to get a little bit of all three, but right now I pre-ordered my PS4 on Amazon with Killzone. So Watch Dogs is also confirmed at launch. Watch Dogs is honestly the one that impressed me the most, but after like Assassin's Creed 3 with all the glitches, I don't like playing games that have glitches, which is probably why I only buy Nintendo games day one. Small glitches are like, I mean, this little stuff like frame rate dips or something is fine, but something like crashes your system or creates a big save file glitch, it's just, I don't want to deal with that. And like something like The Last of Us is one of the few games that I bought that wasn't Nintendo, since Nintendo usually doesn't have those types of glitches in the games, although they do with their systems for the Wii U apparently. And even that had a big save file glitch. I learned about it before I actually started the game, and even though people said it was fixed, I basically played the entire game with internet disabled. And to be honest, I probably would continue to do that whenever I play the single player, just because I'm paranoid, I'm just paranoid about that stuff. So yeah, they show that. They show like I said, I'm not really into God of War, so I don't know too much about the company, but they show, and I guess they have two teams, Santa Monica's, or maybe three, I don't know, new IP. I've heard about them making a new IP before, and yeah, it looks like it takes place in a modern day Earth, but with some futuristic ships, and everyone is dressed like in the past. So it's like the past, present, and the future all mishmashed into one. Honestly, this looks cool. I don't know when that comes out. I would assume next year. I don't think they were sure if they were planning it for 2015. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, then please subscribe. Look in the description for part 2 of this episode of my thoughts. Until next time.